こんにちは、Japanese AmoのMisa です。Hey guys! Today I'm going to teach you useful phrases you can use when you travel to Japan. I'm going to teach you basic phrases too, but in this video, we will also learn more advanced phrases and grammar points through those phrases. Phrases that will be helpful to use at the hotel, at the station, and how to ask for directions, and all the useful stuff. Okay, the most important phrase you need to remember before going to Japan is すみません, which means sorry or excuse me. Forget こんにちは, hello, こんばんは, good evening. We use すみません way more often. Like if you want to ask for directions, definitely start with すみません, excuse me, for everything. Also, Japanese people like to say すみません before saying thank you. ありがとうございます. So you will hear this combo a lot. すみません、ありがとうございます. I'm sorry, thank you. So we tend to apologize when somebody helps us because we feel like we took somebody's time and like they had to spend their time to help us. So it feels like we caused trouble. 迷惑をかけた. This is such a common phrase. 迷惑をかける. To cause trouble. We tend to say, すみません、ありがとうございます if somebody picks up what you dropped. So if you want to sound more native-like, just say sorry a lot. Okay, how to ask for directions. Let's start with something easy. Maybe you know how to say, where is place? はどこですか? どこ is the word for where. どこ where. ここ here. あそこ over there. Usually a spot that is far-ish from the speaker and the listener. And そこ there. And then you're pointing at the place near the listener, the person you're talking to. Anyway, if you are an absolute beginner, you can just say place はどこですか? You will hear this ですか a lot at the end of the sentence. Either ですか or ますか. That means the person is speaking formally or politely. So something to remember that in Japan, when speaking to strangers, you are supposed to use this formal speech. So either you add des or mas at the end of the sentence, and this ka marks that it's a question. So yeah, you will be saying desu ka, masu ka a lot. Desu works like to be in English, like is. Another thing to keep in mind is that in Japanese, we put the verb at the end of the sentence. There might be some particles like ka, ne, yo after verbs, but generally the construction will look like subject, which is often omitted, and then object, and then verb. So in English, you'd say, where is In Japanese, we say, はどこ where ですか? Okay, so that might help you remember the word order. We usually introduce the topic or the subject at the beginning of the sentence. So if you are at the restaurant, you can say, すみません、お手洗いはどこですか? すみません、お手洗いはどこですか? Excuse me, where is the bathroom? You can use the word トイレ as well, toilet, トイレ, and that's very common when speaking casually. So Yeah, if I'm with my friend, I would just say, トイレどこ? Where is the bathroom? Can you also see the difference? トイレどこ is how I would ask my friend, where's the toilet? Where's the bathroom? It's so much shorter, right? So we love to omit a lot of things. So toilet is okay. But if you want to sound a little bit more polite, discreet, I guess, you can say お手洗い, お手洗い, which literally means hand washing area. Okay, next. Where is the nearest? 一番近いはどこですか? 一番 means number one, but 一番 can also mean the best or the most, and 近い means near, close. So 一番近い means the closest, the nearest. Maybe you know the curry place, ここ一 or ここ一番. It literally means this place is the best. Remember, どこ where? ここ here. ここ一番 means here is the best place to eat curry. 一 one. 番 this 番 means number. So 一番近い number one close. Literally, the nearest. For example, where's the nearest ATM? Because Japan loves cash. 現金 cash. So, 一番近い ATM はどこですか? Yep, ATM. 一番近い ATM はどこですか? Oh, where's the nearest station? 一番近い駅はどこですか? 駅 station. 一番近い駅はどこですか? 一番近い駅はどこですか? Now, this is more for advanced learners, but you can also say 最寄り to mean nearest. And we often use 最寄り instead of 一番近い when talking about the nearest station or bus stop from your house. So 最寄りの駅 means the nearest station. Basically the same as 一番近い駅. We also say 最寄り駅 as one word. 最寄り駅. You might see this on websites if you're looking for a place to rent, for example. 最寄り駅まで徒歩10分, 10-minute walk to the nearest station. But as a beginner, just remember 一番近いはどこですか? Where is the nearest? But it might be more natural to say この近くにはありますか? Is there nearby? For example, すみません。この近くに ATM はありますか? Excuse me, is there an ATM nearby? 近い is how we say near, close. When you want to say nearby, around here, you want to say この近くに この means this. 近く 近い is an adjective and 近く is a noun and an adverb. Anyway, just remember that we can't say 近いに, we say 近くに to mean nearby. So this is very useful to remember. Place に, this に marks the location. Place に something はありますか? あるあります mean to exist or there is something. So for example, when you want to ask, do you have an English menu? We'll use this verb as well. 英語のメニューはありますか? Is there an English menu? So don't really get obsessed with the word to have in English because you might look up the word to have and then in Japanese it might be like 持っている, which means to possess, to own, to have. But this ある is very commonly used. So, do you have time? 時間ある informally. 時間がありますか? Do you have money? お金ある? お金がありますか? Do you have a passport? パスポートはありますか? Or if you're at the airport, you might hear 旅券をお願いします. We do use the word passport actually more commonly when speaking, informally, but at the airport, they often use the word 旅券. So that's also good to remember. 旅券をお願いします. お願いします literally means I beg you or I request you. It's used like please. And they don't mean please, here you go. It's more like show it to me, please. So お願いします is quite versatile. If you want water, you can also say お水をお願いします. お水をお願いします. You might also hear お願い in the informal speech, and that means please, pretty please, お願い. Anyway, ありますか is there. この近くにバス停はありますか? バス停 bus stop バス bus この近くにバス停はありますか? Okay, for more advanced learners, instead of この近くに, you can also say この辺りに, この辺りに, in this neighborhood or around this area. So, すみません、この辺りに薬局はありますか? 薬局 drugstore, pharmacy. この辺りに薬局はありますか? 近い is how we say near. 遠い is how we say far. For example, is it far from here? ここから遠いですか? ここ here. から means from. It can also mean because. So から can indicate where or when something starts from or the reason. For example, 忙しいから行けない. I can't come because I'm busy. Or something まで遠いですか? 例えば、駅まで遠いですか? Is the station far? 駅まで You will hear this まで a lot as well. X から Y まで means from X to Y. And X and Y can either be places or time. So from 9 to 5. 9時から5時まで. Or from Tokyo to Osaka. 東京から大阪まで. Some people might be thinking, what about the ni particle? Yes, good. So for example, I will go to Japan. You'd say, 日本に行きます. 日本, Japan. に is like to, the preposition to in English. And this ni particle indicates direction. So 日本に means to Japan. The ni particle can mean a lot of things. It can indicate time, it can indicate location, it can indicate direction. But when you go somewhere from point A to B, we tend to use まで more. まで indicates destination usually, or the end goal, the end time. 大阪に行きます means I'm going to Osaka. So you just maybe talking about your plan on the weekend. But if you say 大阪まで行きます, that sounds like you want to emphasize the fact that Osaka is your destination. So the phrase destination まで行きますか is often used about trains or buses. So it kind of sounds like this train might stop at many more stations, but will it get me to Osaka? So この電車は渋谷駅まで行きますか? Will this train go to Shibuya Station? Okay, so if you're worried about the distance, something まで遠いですか is useful, but you can also remember the phrase ここから歩けますか? ここから歩けますか? Can I walk to that place? 歩く is how we say walk. Although if you want to say let's go for a walk, we'd say 散歩行こう, 散歩に行こう, or 散歩しよう. If you have a dog, you can probably relate to this. My dog could hear the word 散歩, even if we were not in the same room. She'll be sleeping and 散歩, 散歩. So 歩く to walk. You'd also hear the word 歩いて, which means on foot. 歩いて by walking. So 歩いて行けますか is also very common instead of just 歩けますかまで歩いて行けますか? スカイツリーまで歩いて行けますか? Can I get to Skytree on foot? Or is it within walking distance? 歩いて行ける距離 is how we say walking distance. 距離 distance. 歩いて行ける。行く is to go. 行ける can go. So 歩いて行ける literally means can go by walking. Can go on foot. Okay, now the phrase, excuse me, could you tell me how to get to... So this one is going to be a bit longer. Before I overwhelm you with the long sentence, remember we indicate destination by using the particle まで. So destination まで. And then remember the verb to go is 行く. Okay? Or 行きます formally. What I'm doing, teaching, the verb to teach is 教える. So if you want to say, please teach me Japanese, you can say 日本語を教えてください. 日本語を教えてください. So when you want to say please, do, you'd often hear this てください at the end. So てください is polite, but Japanese people like to go above and beyond when it comes to formality and politeness. So you might also hear てもらえますか? It's like, could you do something for me? Or てくれますか? This is slightly less polite. てもらえますか? Or ていただけますか? This is super polite. You might know the phrase いただきます. いただきます is slightly different from bon appetit or dig in. いただきます means I humbly receive. It's really the phrase to say when you are eating, not when you're serving food or when you watch your friend eat. Speaking of いただきます, the phrase we say before eating, This video is sponsored by Sakurako and Tokyo Treat. Thank you so much. They really help me continue making more videos. And you can use my code MISA to get $5 off of your first Sakurako and Tokyo Treat box. じゃじゃーん! 綺麗. So Sakurako is a monthly authentic Japanese snack subscription box that supports local Japanese snack makers. And every month you get 20 different authentic Japanese snacks. And also it comes with special tea. And each month you get a special tableware. This month you get this pretty sakura cherry blossom glass. Blueberry hibiscus tea. これもう飲んだんですけど、本当にいい匂い。I already tried this tea and it smells amazing. かわいい。まんじゅう。本当に美味しい。ちゃんとイチゴの味がするし。It's really soft. It has so much flavor. I love it. 次、桜餅。もちもち。あ、桜の匂いがする。Smells like 桜。もっちり。いちごバター餅。せんべい。Oh, せんべい is made of rice. And usually it's savory, so I'm curious what it's gonna taste like. 想像してた以上に美味しい。Wow, I wasn't expecting this. Like, it's crunchy at first, but then it kind of melts in your mouth and then the flavor kind of pops. It's, wow. I love this. 本当に美味しい。次、let me show you Tokyo Treat. So Tokyo Treat is a monthly pop Japanese subscriptions box that comes with up to 20 exclusive, unlimited, seasonal flavored sweets and snacks. And so far I get to try different flavors of Kit Kat every month, and this month it's strawberry, ichigo. かわいいお菓子ばっかり. Okay, I've had this before. This is so good. It is really good. This is seaweed flavor. You might think, what, seaweed? It works. It really works. Nori shio aji. This month it comes with yakisoba, Japanese fried noodles, and that was so good. And Sakurako comes with a special tea, right? And in Tokyo Treat you usually get a drink. And this time it's Acerora. 1本で1日分のビタミン C. Nice. 乾杯日本で結構よくあるけど、ヨーロッパであんま飲んだことない。美味しい、本当に美味しい。キットカット。いただきます。美味しい。甘酸っぱい。桜ブッセ、なんだろう。わー、すごい綺麗。わー。There's a cream inside. ふわふわ。すっごい美味しい。おすすめです。I highly recommend them. You can find the links in the description box and in the comments. And also, you can use my code MISA to get $5 off. Okay? Alright, let's get back to the lesson. The reason why I explain this is because いただきます is related to いただけますか. So if you hear the vowel え plus ますか, it's often about potential form, like can you, can I, like 歩いて行 けますか Can I walk to that place? 英語が話せますか Can you speak English? I know in English you'd rather say, do you speak English? But in Japanese, we'd rather use this potential form, like showing your ability. So if you say, 英語話しますか sounds like, do you speak English every day? Or do you speak English with your partner? 英語が話せますか or 英語話せますか or do you know English? Anyway, this ますか could you いただけますか could you please? So, 教えていただけますか could you teach me? Could you tell me how? So, 手いただけますか is super polite. 手もらえますか Can you please? That's still polite enough. So, could you tell me how to get to までの生き方を教えてもらえますか？生き方 kata means a way or how to. So, 生き方 how to go, how to get to a place. までの生き方を教えていただけますか？ This is extremely polite. And I'm making fun of this, but you will hear this 手いただけますか a lot as a customer or as a client. If this overwhelmed you, I don't blame you. Don't worry, there are easier ways to say the same thing. までどうやったら行けますか？スカイツリーまでどうやったら行けますか？ But the most natural way and the easiest way is すみません。まで行きたいんですが puppy eyes. It's so useful to add たいんですが at the end of the sentence. You might think it's more natural to say, could you tell me how? Because that's how you say in English. But in Japanese, we like to be very indirect. We expect others to be psychics. Like, please read my mind. Like, I don't want to say, can you tell me? Because that would be rude. Like, I'm asking too much. So I'm just gonna say, I would like to go to this place and imply that I don't know how. And I'm hoping that you will tell me. You might think this is stupid, but this is really how Japanese people communicate. I think a lot of my friends who have dated Japanese person told me that this is one of the things that they struggle because their Japanese partner would expect you to understand what they want without telling them. I mean, it's not just a Japanese thing. It's quite common, right? But in Japan, this is an extremely common thing. Like, if I say, it's hot, right? Like, 暑い. I expect the other person to open the window or turn on the AC. For example, if I'm a guest and as a Japanese person, I kind of feel uncomfortable using somebody else's control or just changing the environment as a guest. So instead of asking, oh, it's hot, could you open the window? Or it's hot, can you turn on the AC? We just like, oh, it's hot, isn't it? Or is it just me? Or let's say I'm leaving my friend's house and it just started raining. Instead of saying, can I borrow your umbrella? 傘貸してくれる? Which means, can you lend me an umbrella? I would say, 傘忘れちゃった. Oh, I forgot my umbrella. Or, 傘持ってこなかった. I didn't bring my umbrella. So Japanese people often think it's rude to ask somebody to do something, even if we want somebody to help us, we just describe the situation and then wait until the other person offers to help us. Anyway, the reason why I said it is because I'm teaching the phrase place まで行きたいんですが. So, 行く to go, 行きたい want to go. It's very important to add んですが when you want to imply something else. So if I just say 渋谷に行きたい 渋谷に行きたいです I'm just expressing what I want to do. Like, I want to go to Shibuya. Right, it sounds like maybe that's my dream or that's just my plan on the weekend. Whilst 渋谷まで first, it's important to use まで to show that that's the destination, that's the place you want to be, you want to go to. 渋谷まで行きたいんですが This んです or no at the end of the sentence is called explanatory particle. So you're explaining, implying your situation. So I'm in this situation where I'd like to go to Shibuya, but I don't really know how. So that's how we imply, can you tell us? Can you tell me how? This is extremely useful. So instead of saying, where is something? Something wa doko desu ka? This is quite a direct question. And being direct is a big deal to Japanese people, okay? You really have to understand this cultural weirdness. Instead of asking where something is, we might rather say something or 探しているんですが I'm looking for... I mean, this phrase is also quite natural in English, I think. So yeah, I'm looking for a t-shirt. You say T シャツを探しているんですが Again, adding this んですが at the end is really important. If you say T シャツを探している or T シャツを探しています it sounds like I'm announcing what I'm going to do, what I'm doing right now. But I don't need your help. I'm just saying it. I'm just saying what I'm doing right now. I'm speaking. In case you don't know, 話しています。But if you want to say, I'm talking, stop shouting, for example, like, you want to imply, like, I'm talking, ... Then you say, 話しているんですが or you're looking for an apartment to rent and you have a cat. Instead of asking, like, are cats allowed in this apartment? We might say, 猫を飼っているんですが ... So I have a cat. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to ask you if you'd let me have my cat in this apartment. So this んですが makes all the difference. So although we end the sentence with this んですが it's actually really not ending at all. So if you want to be proper, you can also end the sentence and say 渋谷駅まで行きたいんですがどの電車に乗ったらいいですか？渋谷駅まで行きたいんですがどの電車に乗ったらいいですか？を乗ればいいですか？乗ったらいいですか？を乗ればいいですか？ means should I get on the train? This is how we would say, excuse me, I would like to go to Shibuya Station. Which train do I need to get there? すみません。渋谷駅まで行きたいんですが、どの電車に乗ったらいいですか？ This is a really long. So you can also just say 渋谷行きの電車はどれですか? Like which one is the train that goes to Shibuya? Or この電車は渋谷まで行きますか? Does this train go to Shibuya station? Or yeah, if you want to say, does this train stop at this station? Because there are some stops that get skipped. So it's really good to remember this phrase. この電車はで止まりますか? この電車は原宿駅で止まりますか? It's really good to be able to recognize these two words. 各駅停車 or sometimes they say 各駅 is local. It stops at every station. 急行列車 express. So it only stops at big stations and not small stations. Or 渋谷駅まで行きたいんですが、どこで乗り換えたらいいですか? Where should I change trains to get to station Shibuya? So 乗り換え is another really important word to remember. It's transferring at the station. So どこで乗り換えますか? Where do you transfer? Where do you change trains? Okay, back to んですが. You can use this when you want to ask something like, I would like to do this thing. Do you know any good place to? 例えば, for example, Hanami is cherry blossom viewing. It's like having a picnic under sakura trees and you eat things or chat with your friends while admiring the beauty of cherry blossoms. It's called Hanami. So, 花見をしたいんですが、いい場所知っていますか? So, 知っていますか means do you know? Or ラーメンを食べたいんですが、おすすめのラーメン屋はありますか? I'd like to eat ramen. Do you have any recommendations for ramen place? Or just in general, you're explaining your situation. So this is useful when you lose something and you want to ask an employee or staff, have you seen my thing? So you start with すみません excuse me. 財布をなくしたんですが excuse me, I lost my wallet. Implying, have you seen it? Has anyone brought it to you? パスポートをなくしたんです. I lost my passport. What should I do? You don't even have to say what should I do. Like just パスポートをなくしたんですが and then just freeze and they will help you. Or 携帯をなくしたんですがスマホをなくしたんですが I lost my phone. 携帯 or スマホ is short for smartphone. なくす to lose. なくした lost. So 携帯をなくしたんですが携帯を貸していただけませんか? Remember this. ていただけませんか? Could you please? 貸す is to lend. Could you please lend me your phone? But again, if you're asking a stranger, can I borrow your phone? It's a lot to ask, right? So most Japanese people would be like, 携帯をなくしたんですが and be awkward. Like, so I lost my phone. And then, can you please offer me a phone without me asking? Or you want to buy a ticket, but you don't know how to use the ticket machine. You can say, 切符を買いたいんですが、I would like to buy a ticket and切符 is usually really only for train tickets. If we are talking about tickets for cinema, we would say チケット or ken is another word for ticket. A lot of ramen restaurants often have this machine where you order from the machine rather than talking to a person. Then they might say ken instead of チケット. But ken, like flight ticket, we'd say 航空券。航空券。切符を買いたいんですが、or you wanna try some clothes on or shoes on at a store, you can say この靴を履いてみたいんですが、I would like to try these shoes on. この靴を履いてみたいんですが、履いてみる means to try wearing something below your waist. This ですが is really good when you want to imply or explain your situation. That means we often also use this and this when making excuses or explaining why one is late. Anyway, I have a lesson on this. But you can also use this and this when you want to ask, oh wow, like where did you buy that? Where did you get that? You can say どこで買ったんですか?どこで買ったんですか? So どこで買いましたか is another way to say where did you buy it? But if you say どこで買ったんですか? It sounds like I'm very interested in it and then I want you to tell me a lot about it, you know? So it also is often used to show your interest or engagement in conversation. But yeah, if you want to make friends, for example, or that you just want to talk to a Japanese person but don't really know what, you can start with like small compliments, right? You're talking to a store clerk and you notice they have a nice watch, for example. Then you can say, その時計かっこいいですね. Oh wow, your watch is cool. Or そのジャケット似合ってますね. Oh, you look great in that jacket. That jacket looks great on you. 似合っている means something looks good on somebody. And then they might start talking about a place and then you can say, oh, まだ行ったことないです. Like I've never been there. And then, you know. So let's say you really like that person's watch. その時計すごくかっこいいです. Your watch is so cool. And then you wanna ask how much it is. Try not asking いくらですか?いくらでしたか? How much is it? How much was it? How much did you pay? I mean, it's also a little bit like, whoa, even outside of Japan. But especially in Japan, if you really are curious about the price, maybe go indirect and be like, 高そう. It looks expensive. Rather than, how much did you pay? いくらでしたか?いくら払いましたか? Yeah, 高そう looks expensive. Or saying something like, oh, you could totally wear that on the red carpet, you know, like stuff like that. But いくらですか is a good phrase to remember. How much is it? If you want to use taxi, taxi stand, taxi rank, we say タクシー乗り場. タクシー乗り場. It's a bit confusing, but 駅 station, バス停 bus stop. タクシー乗り場 taxi stand. it's always good to ask how much it would be before really getting in. So you can say destination まで行きたいんですが、いくらぐらいですか? This ぐらい means approximately. いくらですか is okay, but if you want to sound more natural, I would suggest いくらぐらいですか? Around how much? But if you don't care, then you can get in and then say destination までお願いします。こんばんは、こんにちは。までお願いします。So お願いします to this place, please. And it's not rude at all. This is how people ask. And then if you want to ask how long it will take, you can say どのくらいかかりますか? どのくらい or どれくらい both are fine. But yeah, it means how long will it take? You can also say destination までどれくらい時間がかかりますか? Adding 時間 can be helpful to tell them that you really want to know how long it will take. So name of the hotel ホテルまでお願いします. I personally get car sickness. It's good to remember how to say I feel nauseated. You can say 吐き気がします. This really means you feel like you might throw up. 吐き気がします. I feel nauseated. So if you want your taxi driver to stop, you can say すみません。吐き気がします。ちょっとお少し a little bit 止めてください。Please stop for a moment or 止めてもらえますか? Again, when asking somebody to do something, we tend to use this てもらえますか a lot. Could you do something for me? すみません。吐き気がします。止めてもらえますか? Sorry, I feel nauseated. Can you stop? だから、てもらえますか is very useful. For example, can you take a picture for us? You know, obviously you can just show your camera and then they'll probably get the hint. But you can say, 写真を撮ってもらえますか? Can you take a picture for us? So 写真 photo 撮る is to take. 写真を撮る to take a picture. 写真を撮ってもらえますか? Can you take a picture for me? A few more phrases with てもらえますか? If you're at the hotel and you want to leave your luggage, it's the last day at your hotel, you checked out, but you want to leave your luggage, you can ask 荷物を預かってもらえますか? 荷物 is how we say luggage. You can also say スーツケース or リュック backpack. Yeah, スーツケースを預かってもらえますか? 預かる means to keep something for some time, but you will return it. It's not really like lending, but yeah, you're just keeping it for somebody. If you want somebody to watch your stuff while you go to the bathroom, for example, you can say 荷物を見ててもらえますか? More correctly, it's 見ていてもらえますか? 荷物を見てもらえますか means can you take a look at it? Whereas 荷物を見ていてもらえますか means can you keep watching it while I'm gone? Okay, before we end, some other useful phrases are これは何と読みますか? How do you read this? Because kanji is rough. So don't be afraid to ask how to read some kanji. これは この漢字は何と読みますか？ More informally, you can say, これなんて読むの？これなんて読むの？ And then, how do you say in Japanese? は日本語で何と言いますか？日本語で in Japanese 何と言いますか？ Informally, you can say は日本語でなんて言う？なんて言う？ This is the informal way to say. How do you say? Two more phrases. Could you say it one more time? もう一度言ってもらえますか？もう一度 or もう一回 means one more time. Or you can just say すみません、もう一回お願いします。or もう一度お願いします rather than using the verb to say. Okay, there were actually more phrases that I wanted to pack in, but I think this is a good place to end for me and also for your brain. But I hope you enjoyed this lesson. If you did, please give a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to this channel. And let me know if you want part 2 of this video. Again, this video was kindly sponsored by Tokyo Treat and Sakurako, amazing monthly snack box subscription services. So check them out. You can use my code MISA. And shout out to all my patrons and people who watch me stream on Twitch as well. I've been streaming a lot on Twitch. I try to teach Japanese while streaming. So play Ni no Kuni. It's like a Ghibli game, like reading Japanese and teaching Japanese. So check that out. You can follow me there for free on Twitch, subscribing to a channel. Either costs money or you can use your Prime to subscribe, but that also helps me massively. I also have Coffee, which is like Patreon, like a crowdfunding service. Yeah, thank you so much for everyone who supported me. Can't say thank you enough. But obviously, you subscribing to my channel and liking this video and leaving comments also help me a lot. So yeah, thank you. And thank you for watching this video. 最後まで見てくれてありがとう。So if you're going to Japan, have a safe trip. If you're in Japan already, then I hope you're enjoying your time there. If you haven't made a plan to go to Japan yet, then don't worry, your time will come. You know, for now, it's good to study these phrases as well. Okay, thank you so much. 本当にありがとうございました。じゃあまたね。バイバイ。